morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we've got to talk some Sword and Shield. Don't worry, I'm going to cover TCG just as feverishly as I always have done. But Sword and Shield is coming out, and I'm excited. And there's been a lot of news today, a lot in the Nintendo Direct, but we also had a bit of a news dump on the Pokemon website with a whole bunch of information that wasn't actually in the Direct. So you could go and dig for all that, or you could just watch this video. I know which one I'd recommend. So let's start off taking a look at the newly revealed Pokemon. We've got Corviknight, a black raveny thing. It is a flying steel type, and its ability is either Pressure or Unnerve. Pressure reduces the PP of your opponent's moves, they can use it less often, while making them more likely to call for help. And Unnerve stops your opponent eating berries. What's kind of cool about Corviknight, it acts as a taxi in-game and will take you to any previously visited town. We've got Dreadnought, a water rock thing that likes biting evidently, and its ability is either Strong Jaw or Shell Armor. Strong Jaw, of course, kind of had to be the ability on this one. It boosts the power of biting moves by 50%. I mean, look at it. And Shell Armor prevents critical hits. We've got Gossifleur, a grass Pokemon, and we were treated to the evolution Eldegoss. Kinda cool, right? This is the only evolution line we actually saw in the Direct. We didn't see any other evolutions. A bunch of them probably do evolve, we just haven't seen them yet. They are both grass type, and they both have the ability Cotton Down or Regenerator. Now, Regenerator restores up to 1/3 of the Pokemon's HP when you switch out, but Cotton Down, as far as I can see, is a new ability we've not seen yet. So that'll be interesting. And finally, the best newly revealed Pokemon of the bunch, Wooloo. It's a normal Pokemon, and it's a sheep. Look how cute he is. The abilities here are either Fluffy or Run Away. Fluffy reduces damage by half of moves that make contact with you, while doubling fire damage. Fire moves that make contact just do regular damage. And Run Away, which means that you can always use moves like Flee and Teleport successfully, even if there's something else that should be stopping you. Now, they are the new Pokemon that were revealed, but we also had a look at the legendary Pokemon, the box Pokemon, as it were. We've got Zacian from Sword and Zamazenta from Shield. Now, as some people have pointed out, you've basically got cyan and magenta there. Although as a colourblind man, those colours mean nothing to me. And we've not really been given very much information about these legendary Pokemon. We know that Zacian is Sword and Zamazenta is Shield, and that's about it. We've not been told typings, moves, abilities. They've been revealed, but we've not heard very much about them at all. Now, you might be thinking, well, hang on a second, Wassy. Which one do I buy? And we'll mention it later, but there's a double pack of a Steelbook, so I'm not choosing Sword or Shield. I'm buying the pair, because I'm a loser, or a winner, depending how you look at it. Now, as well as Pokemon, we've also had some new human characters revealed, including the Pokemon League champion Leon. Now, rumour has it that Leon has never lost a game, and that and his personality make him beloved, but he ain't faced Wassy yet, is all I'm saying. And we did get a little bit of a sneak that he appears to have a Charizard, because there's an image of him right there with a Charizard. What is really cool with this game, and what really excites me, your rival in this game is Hop, who is the younger brother of Leon. So your rival with whom you'll be going through the entire game is actually the younger brother of the champion you're trying to beat at the end of the game, which I think is a really cool way round to do it. Now, does that mean we're not going to be able to give our rival hilarious names? Probably, and that's a little bit sad. Our professor this time round is Magnolia. She has a focus on researching Dynamax. More on that in a moment if you're unaware of what Dynamax is. And she's got her assistant Sonia, who is the granddaughter of the professor, and will be helping you and giving you advice as you go through your adventure. Although there's probably going to be some kind of weird twist that links into Dynamax because, come on, It's a Pokemon game. I'm calling it loud, ladies and gentlemen. And we were shown Gym Leader Milo. Now, he is the Grass-type Gym Leader, which presumably is the first gym. Grass gyms sometimes are, and also, let's remember that why would they show us the later gyms? This is the first real gameplay reveal after the initial game reveal. So I think they'd show us this. I could be wrong. Just putting it out there, ladies and gentlemen. Just putting it out there. And actually, while we're here, this means that gyms are back. We can see the outside of gyms. We can see the inside of gyms. We can see a battle within the gyms. More on those giant Pokemon in a moment. And they're like proper stadiums. Now, in the Direct, it talked about this Pokemon battling being a huge thing in Galar. And they did say people watch it on TV. And they implied that the crowd within the stadium will be reacting to the battle. We'll have to see how much of a reaction that really is. Be interesting to see. There might be specific crowd animations when you get a Pokemon below 50% or onto the red or whatever it might be. But yeah, gyms are back. None of this island malarkey anymore. Presumably 8 gyms and then the Pokemon League. But again, there's no confirmation on this. What we do know we're getting is the wild area. Now, the wild area seems to be basically just the place outside of towns. And just like in Let's Go, you can see Pokemon running around. Here's a picture of a Beware running around. And here's a picture of Duskull. And here's Avalugg. Here's Gyarados. Here's Rhydon. What you should see from all of these pictures is that depending on the time of day and depending on the weather in the game at that particular moment, you will actually see different Pokemon wandering around the world. Now, clearly there's going to be plenty of places you can go and people will have figured out the list of exactly where to find every Pokemon. But for the first couple days, wandering around and trying different parts of the world at different times of day in different weather to see what comes up, that is one of the most exciting things for me about having a new Pokemon game like this. And in a first for the series, you're actually going to be able to control the camera. Though they did specifically mention this in the wild area, so I think it's probably fair to assume that you're not going to be able to control the camera properly when you get into towns. We're going to be back to fixed camera angles. No explicit confirmation on that, but it's probably fair to assume that's how it's working. Now, I keep showing you these big Pokemon and using the word Dynamax. Dynamax is the new thing. Like how we had Mega Pokemon back in X and Y, and like how we had Z moves back in Sun and Moon, Dynamax is what we're having in Sword and Shield. And essentially, it just makes your Pokemon huge and buffs them up. Now, if you want to do this, you've got to have a Dynamax band. And you can see on the screen here, you would select it from a menu like you would select Mega Evolution or Z Crystal. Now, you can only do this once per turn. It only lasts for 3 turns. And you can only do this in specific areas such as stadiums. You can't just do it wandering around in the wild. Now, you do get these big fancy looking Pokeballs when you use it, which is kind of cool. And as you can see here, the moves actually change when you go into your Dynamax mode. And some of them do even change what they do. So Max Strike gains that it lowers the speed of your opponent, which it doesn't usually do. Now, you can actually fight Dynamax Pokemon in the wild, and that is in the form of a Max Raid battle. And this is a 4-player cooperative mode, where 4 people team up to take down a Dynamax Pokemon, with the twist that it is in the Dynamax mode for the entirety of the battle. And even though you're in a group of 4, only one of you can use Dynamax during this battle. Now, a couple things you need to know about this. First of all, there are some Pokemon that can only be gained in Dynamax battles, so you are going to need to get involved in this if you want to get all the Pokemon. And secondly, it was confirmed in small writing at the bottom of the screen that you are going to need a subscription to the Nintendo Online service if you're going to be taking advantage of this 4-player mode. I know that's probably going to annoy some people, and I'm sorry about that. It's just the way it is. Now, your Pokédex is back, and ROTOM is back, but it's actually in the form of a phone. Other than that, it seems the same as Sun and Moon. Except it can supercharge your bike to make you ride faster, and it can actually allow your bike to move over water, which is kind of cool. Now, the release date was confirmed as the 15th of November, and they did confirm the Jewel Pack. What's weird is that during the live stream, they showed the image of the Steelbook, and then when it went up for replay, they showed this image of the double pack and the Steelbook was gone. And then after a couple of minutes, they put the shortened version, so it was just a 15-minute clip, not the 30-minute countdown. And the Steelbook is back and the Jewel Pack picture is gone. It's not terribly significant, just weirded me out a little bit. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we found out from the Sword and Shield Direct, as well as on the Pokemon website today. There's a lot of fun new information, some new Pokemon, and I, for one, am hyped. But I would like to know how hyped you are, so please tell me your opinion on all of these reveals in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about games that don't even have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.